Problem 7. In the figure below, n congruent semicircles are drawn along a diameter of a large semicircle, with their diameters covering the diameter of the large semicircle with no overlap. Let A be the combined area of the small semicircles and B be the area of the region inside the large semicircle, but outside the small semicircles. The ratio of A to B is 1 to 18. What is n? So first of all, if we're given n of these small gray semicircles, then what can we say? We can say, for example, that each of the diameters is x. If each of the diameters is x, and we have x, 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 all the way onto x, 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 and in total we have n times x's. But what is going to be our diameter? Well, first of all, we have to find the region of the shaded area. So if each one is a shaded semicircle with radius of x, then the area will be equal to pi times x over 2 squared, right? Pi r squared. So then we have n of them, so that means the total area of these n semicircles would be n pi x over 2 squared, alright? So with this, how do we find the area of the large white region? So to do this, we know that if we were to want to find it, then we have to have the radius for the large semicircle. But what is that? Well, the radius of the large semicircle will be n divided by 2 times x, right? Because it's going to divide it evenly in half. So then if that is going to be the radius of the large circle, then the area for the large semicircle would be pi times n over 2x, right, squared. But that's the entire region. We don't want the entire region. We want it to be the white region. So the white region, would be equal to the area of the large semicircle subtracted by the area of all the semicircles, which is n pi x over 2 squared. So then we also know that the ratio of A, which is the small semicircles, to B would be 1 to 18. So that means n pi times x over 2 squared divided by pi times n over 2x squared minus n pi x over 2 squared will be equal to 1 over 18, and we need to solve for n. So right off the bat, we can eliminate all the pi's because that's a common thing, and we have a lot of x squares, so that just becomes 1, and then the x squared gets eliminated, right? And then this x squared gets eliminated. So we're left with this. So what does that simplify into? Well, that is n times 1 over 4 divided by n squared over 4 minus n over 4. So that means this is n over 4 times 4 over n squared minus n, which is equal to 1 over 18. So that means that n over n squared minus n is equal to 1 over 18. But we can factor on n and eliminate. So this becomes 1 over n minus 1 is equal to 1 over 18. So we basically solved for n at this point. N will be equal to 19. So that means your final answer choice would be answer choice D.